Of course, the kids now home from school, and
Yes.
they need snacks, and they need healthy snacks.
They certainly do. We welcome registered dietitian Sue Ma today. Hi, Sue.
Hi, how are
Nice
you guys?
to see you. Yes, great to see you
Thank
again.
you for bringing snacks.
You're
And
welcome. Good snacks.
Eric, our audio guy, says you can have what you want, but do not touch the cookies. What does he mean by that?
Well, we're going to be doing
that a
a
euphemism?
demonstration. Well, we're going to be doing a demonstration of the cookies, so
Okay.
we'll have those afterwards. But I wanted to talk about whole grains today.
Good.
Yeah, because you know, it's really important. 93% of Canadians say that it's important to eat enough whole grains.
It is.
But 7 out of 10 Canadians aren't getting enough. So what does that mean? Well,
Right.
where do we find whole grains? Why are they good for us?
Well, that's the whole, you know,
The whole story.
low carb craze. You know,
Right.
it's like nobody's eating bread anymore. Everyone's afraid that they're going to gain weight. But it's
Right.
really important to remember that the whole grains are a very important part
Right.
of your diet.
Right.
So how much should we be getting from day to day?
Well, Canada's Food Guide to Healthy Eating recommends 5 to 10 servings of grains in general, and most of those should come from whole grains. And the reason why we want whole grains is because it includes all 3 layers of the grain, of the seed.
Which is, we're talking about like a fiber here, aren't we?
Well, you know, whole grains are more than fiber. You're right, that fiber is just one of the important components. But with a whole grain, there's that bran, which is the outer layer, and that contains the fiber, some protein, B vitamins, minerals. Then there's the endosperm, which is that middle layer. It's full of the starch and the carb.
I beg your pardon?
The endosperm. And well, you said nipple, so
I did.
there you
Got
go.
away with it too.
And the smallest layer of the seed, of the kernel, is called the germ, and that's packed
Yes.
with vitamin E and antioxidants, phytonutrients, which are plant compounds which help us to help us stay healthy. So when you get the whole grain, you get all 3 parts of that grain, and you get all the benefits of the grain.
Is
of the
whole
grain.
wheat the same as whole grain?
Whole wheat is a type of whole grain, and I've brought in some samples. You can see that,
cool.
I brought barley, brown rice, cornmeal, bulgur, rolled oats, whole wheat couscous. All of those are whole grains. So if we could eat more of those and maybe a little bit less of the white rice and the white bread, that would help us eat more whole grains in a day.
Is one of the 3 that you mentioned, you know, like the fiber on the outside and everything like that, is one of more important than the other? Like, because I remember wheat germ cereal and stuff, for, like in the health craze and stuff.
You know, it's all important,
important.
and that's why we want the whole grain, because you're getting, you know, a powerful team of those antioxidants, phytonutrients, fiber, vitamins, minerals. They all work together to lower heart disease, lower cancer, lower diabetes, and even help us stay at a healthy weight. So really good health benefits.
Well, let's lower the risk of cancer in
Now,
people.
I have a question. Is this like a typical serving? Like, is this
Well,
what?
I brought in some samples of whole grain cereal because General Mills cereals are now all made with whole grains. So
I heard about that.
Yeah, I thought maybe we could sort of sample them, and you guys could tell me or guess what sort of whole grain is used in the cereal.
Like this, for example. Now, what is this?
That's oatmeal crisp, maple
well, you're just
nut.
giving it away.
Well, I don't know. Give it a taste. Give it a, well, yeah,
Okay,
the name
give
will
it a go.
tell.
Okay, yeah. Let's try it. Delicious.
crispy.
So what do you think is the whole grain
Well, I'm gonna
ingredient?
guess,
Well, yeah, if you read the
I would
ingredients,
say it
Can't read the
seems like
French.
whole wheat to me.
you're right on. There's whole wheat and there's whole grain oats.
Good guess.
So that's a great guess. Yeah, right on.
So,
It tasted like the wheat. I can
nice
do
and
it.
crunchy and
Oh,
crispy.
try this one.
And this is the Cheerios
That's
whole grain?
Cheerios.
Oat
right.
This is one I like.
This is whole oats. You
I
know
like
that,
this one.
right?
It's whole grain oats, right?
But it tastes the same as always, right?
Well,
I like
yeah,
it.
it's always
Good for
been
you.
made with whole grain oats, and
bit
that's
of sugar.
great.
By the way, love the commercial where the little girl puts it in her dad's
Oh,
brief
I
because
love
it's
that.
making them
Isn't that
healthy. It's
great?
like,
Of course.
it's
Very
great.
cute. Now,
What
what
do
is
we get
this?
here?
This is called Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Now
Oh,
give that a
I've
try.
tried
Now,
this.
you know,
That's
this
also
isn't
made with whole
something I would
grain.
have thought would be healthy to eat. I would think sugar, you know what I mean? It's something that maybe you should lean away from.
But you know, for kids, less than 6% of the sugar that they eat actually comes from breakfast cereals. And whole grain cereals is one of the best ways for kids to get whole grain in their diets, seeing that 7 out of 10 of us aren't getting enough.
And let's face it, if you take plain cereal and you sprinkle sugar all over it, how are you winning anyway?
And I'd
right?
rather
Most
my
people
kids
do.
go to school with a breakfast
Yeah, so
instead of an
you can't
empty
learn
school.
without breakfast. Now this
So
is
that was,
important.
that was whole wheat, and this is Lucky Charms. Give that a try.
Well, wait a minute. I
Lucky
have to try
Charms.
in honor of Jonathan. I got to try this little green shamrock.
Little green
happy.
shamrock. Honestly,
Okay.
like I never would have thought Lucky Charms would be something.
Let me
It's
try actual
made
charm.
with-
Yeah, we
what do
better
you
try it.
think?
No, that's a Lucky.
Oats.
Whole grain oats, right
Oh,
on.
I am
right
right.
on, you got
We
it.
both got one right.
Right
All
on. And so, you know, there's some other products that are made with whole grains. There's whole wheat crackers, there's whole rye crackers, brown rice, brown pasta, brown rice cakes, even tortilla chips made with whole grain corn.
Tortilla. Oh, I see it, the blue ones, yeah.
Yeah.
Do I say popcorn?
Popcorn is a whole grain.
You're joking.
I'm not joking at all. So this is why Canadians aren't getting enough, because they don't know where to find a whole grain. So you need to read the ingredient list and look for the words whole or whole grain, and that will tell you that there's a whole grain ingredient in the product.
That's good to know.
Now, do they mix white flour with whole wheats and whole grains?
Sometimes they do, and that's a bit of a myth. If you see something called a multi-grain bread, it may not be whole grain. It just means that there are multiple types of grains. There's
sunflower seeds.
There could be rye, there could be whole wheat, there could be oat, but it may not be the whole grain. So you've really got to read those labels carefully and look for whole or whole grain.
Now let's talk about something that the kids will eat and snack upon instead of reaching for something unhealthy. Look at this.
Trail mix. I made a trail mix, and actually it's really simple to make. 1 cup of Cheerios.
Okay. Great.
Get it in there. 1 cup of Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
1 cup of sunflower seeds.
I love sunflower seeds.
Is that a whole grain sunflower seed?
It's not, but it's got a bit of protein and a little bit of fat for the kids, and it's fun for them to pick up too.
Well, yeah, it's good for them, right?
Yeah, it's great for them.
Dried fruit.
Dried apple.
What's that? What that is?
I just love it. I'm going to use a different spoon.
Okay.
So it's for color too. Popcorn, a whole grain.
Popcorn. I can't believe popcorn's a whole grain.
It sure is.
I tell you, it seems like a treat.
And
my favorite
Smarties.
ingredient.
Well, it's colorful. Just half a cup.
Yummy.
Adds a bit of color, makes it fun for the kids.
Oh yeah.
Food should be fun.
See, I'd be picking out the Smarties.
Well, you've got to get through a lot of the whole grain first to get to the Smarties.
I know.
You do.
You have to do that to get to the dessert.
Those are unsalted pretzels?
Yeah, unsalted pretzels.
See, that's a little better for the kids too, because there's going to be a little bit of salt in there.
Exactly. So airtight container for a month, or put it in little Ziploc bags and take it with you as you go camping or hiking.
She's going to say, if they're off to day camp, boom, some of that, so they're not grabbing for other things that aren't as healthy.
Granola bars are another great snack to have, better than potato chips, better than a chocolate bar.
This mixture you've made?
This is a mixture I've made for adults. It's got some dried papaya, dried pineapple, oatmeal crisp, and some nuts.
Okay, what nuts are in here now? I know peanuts are very high in fat,
roasted peanuts. Well, actually, they are high in fat. Yeah, but most of that fat is the good monounsaturated fat that helps to lower blood cholesterol. So great for you.
As we've heard from dietitians, much like yourself, you can have a few peanuts. Don't eat the whole bag like I am tending to do. It's better for you. A small handful.
Exactly. Everything's about moderation.
Excuse me.
Of course.
So did you bring the small measuring cup?
Yeah.
Did you bring the little?
This is for the big batch of cookies.
Can I borrow 6 quarts of honey?
We're going to make the big batch of cookies.
The size of that thing there.
This is what I like. Okay, so what's first?
Well, my kids love helping me make this. We're going to pour in the dry ingredients here.
Okay.
So Anthony, I know that you work out. Actually, that goes last. But I need you to karate chop those Cheerios in the Ziploc bag. Do you see this?
Oh, over here?
Yeah, that's a 1/4 cup of Cheerios. Just smash them up.
I'm just going to take this out back here.
And my kids love doing that. Okay, so we got flour, some baking powder.
He's having fun over there.
I'm going to do the wet stuff, which is margarine.
Okay, and the egg, of course.
The egg, yes, thanks.
All right.
I feel like David Miller when Tom Green's going on about SARS.
Some sugar.
Cheerios.
Nice. Okay.
True.
Brown sugar, which is great. I love
brown sugar and some white sugar. Toss in the Cheerios here.
There's not much left of Cheerios.
That's okay.
Do we put vanilla in here?
We do put about a teaspoon of vanilla. Just pour it in.
Eyeball it? Sure. Eyeball it. There we go.
Need anything else beat up?
Yeah, now let's give that a little stir.
Stir.
Under 10 seconds, they're telling us. And I'll get the finished product.
Yeah, we mix it into here. Add in some oats, which is a whole grain.
Right in there.
I like to add some chocolate chips because my kids love it.
You gotta have the chocolate chips. You gotta. Oh, there you go.
There you go.
350 oven for 10 to 12 minutes.
And voila.
Voila.
You know what? My very favorite oatmeal chocolate chip. Thank you so
You're
much,
welcome.
Sue.
Thank you so much, Sue. I pulled them away. For more information, visit www.wholegrainlife.ca. We'll be right back with more Daytime, folks, in just a second. Stay with us.